Sergio Perez looks set to switch to Red Bull next season, while Fernando Alonso jumped into his V10-powered R25. You can now watch full 24-minute episodes of The Inside Line at our new home on unbeaten.com. Mexican Sergio Perez is said to be announced as a Red Bull racing driver from 2021. The 30-year-old allegedly handed a one-year deal to deliver on the potential shown this season, which included a maiden win in Bahrain's second race on its outer track layout. Perez has long delivered giant-killing performances, right from his debut with Sauber in 2011, with 10 podiums since scored, but has been waiting for a top-team drive since his difficult season with McLaren in 2013. It's reported Alex Albon will be kept on as Red Bull's reserve driver, with the embattled Thai racer needing time to rebuild, despite demonstrating potential in Mugello and Abu Dhabi. Three-time F1 Grand Prix winner Johnny Herbert has backed Sergio Perez's bid to drive for Red Bull Racing next season, given his brilliant maiden win at the Sakhir Grand Prix 2 weeks ago. Herbert, a pundit for Sky Sports F1, said in a chat with Australian Grand Prix podcast In the Fast Lane that Perez's current hot form would make him an excellent replacement for Alex Albon, who has failed to deliver a step forward this season.
I think Sergio would fit in brilliantly to Red Bull and to, sit next to Max Verstappen. So let's hope that does come his way now as a race winner. Gives him a little bit more power, I think, in those negotiations.
Herbert says that while Perez's sole disappointing season with McLaren in 2013 damaged his reputation, he has since grown from that with Force India turned Racing Point, lessons he'd need to take to Red Bull, where the harsh spotlight would again be on him.
All the experience he's had since that season at McLaren has made him a stronger character, because he needs to be a stronger character when he's in a big team and you're up against, the likes of someone like Max Verstappen, who's going to be right on the pace every single time he gets into the car.
Renault celebrated its 400th and perhaps final race as a constructor in Abu Dhabi before a rebrand to Alpine in 2021 by handing Fernando Alonso a drive in his 2005 championship-winning R25. Alonso, who returns to F1 next year after 2 seasons out, is synonymous with the Renault brand, having scored his 2 titles and 17 of his 32 wins at Enstone, with the final V10-powered car the most iconic.
A lot of emotions when I see this car, and now also I think it looks very small compared to the current ones, and it's like a toy that you want to take care of it, but then when you close the visor you want to squeeze it.
Silverstone, home of British motorsport, has renamed its international pit straight the Hamilton Strait, given Lewis Hamilton's achievement in becoming F1's greatest of all time. It's the first time that any part of the iconic track has been named after a driver, with the Brit blown away by the honor. I am very grateful, very humbled, and a big thank you to everyone for supporting me, he said. Hamilton said he felt destroyed after the season-closing Abu Dhabi race, with the Brits still recovering from his battle with COVID-19. McLaren is set to head into 2021 on a stronger financial footing after the British marque sold a significant minority stake to US sports investment company MSP Sports Capital in a $246 million deal. The firm, based in New York, will acquire an initial 15% stake, with its shares set to increase to 33% by the end of 2022.
Team's super excited. We now have the resources that we need to compete at the highest level as you continue to cheer us on our journey to get back to the front.
Haas will deal with 2021 rookie Nikita Mazepin behind closed doors after the Russian posted a since-deleted video to Instagram in which he groped a woman's chest in a car. The American squad, which celebrated its 100th Grand Prix in Abu Dhabi, condemned the 21-year-old's actions and called out the video's upload to social media as abhorrent. Sentiments echoed by both Formula One and the FIA, which issued a joint statement on the matter. We strongly support the Haas F1 team in its response to the recent inappropriate actions of its driver, Nikita Mazepin, said the statement. And while Mazepin apologized, with the woman involved stating it was a joke, the squad asked for privacy on how it will deal with it. I'm not going into detail on what we'll do and how we'll do it, but we take it seriously and we will work to sort this out, said team boss Günther Steiner. Ferrari team principal Mattia Binotto says it's unlikely the Scuderia will be fighting at the front next year, given the size of the gap to Mercedes, but that the SF1000's weaknesses have been addressed. The prancing horse finished 6th in the standings, its lowest position for 40 years, with no wins. But Binotto told F1's official podcast Beyond the Grid, 2021 will be an improvement.
The gap is very, very big, so I think we can be certainly more competitive to today. It will be less painful, I'm pretty sure. I think it will be a step forward now. Let's see how much, because it's all relative.
Ferrari recently reorganized its technical department, with Simone Resta, head of its chassis engineering department, off to customer squad Haas. But the chassis isn't the issue, says Binotto. It's power unit compromised by technical directives issued by the FIA earlier this year.
The chassis itself, I don't think, is the weaknesses we've got. The chassis has been frozen for next year as well, so that's the base. We played our 2 tokens on the back of the car, so gearbox and suspension. That's certainly again to try to have a better diffuser for aero purposes.
Binotto flew home early from Abu Dhabi after suffering a mild illness, with CEO Louis C. Camilleri resigning due to a sustained battle with COVID-19. Formula 2 fans can now recreate the epic battles on track, with F1 2020 game developer Codemasters releasing a free F2 season patch with the complete lineup featuring all teams, drivers and cars. Players will be able to compete in both the feature and sprint races over all 12 rounds, right from the outset of the opening event at Austria's Red Bull Ring. Mercedes has revealed a radio mix-up destroyed its double-stacked stop on lap 62 during the Sakhir Grand Prix, with the system prioritizing George Russell's voice for half of his mechanics over sporting director Ron Meadows. The outcome was that a surefire 1-2 became an 8th and 9th place, with the radio glitch meaning only half of Russell's tires were there, which led to a mixed set being fitted and a second stop to correct. With Valtteri Bottas's old tires returned to him to avoid further issues.
So one tiny mistake, programming the radios in a way that they could override hearing this really important call from Ronnie Meadows on the pit wall, is what caused all that mess. We're just lucky, of course, that this happened now, after a championship was settled.
Russell returned to Williams for the Abu Dhabi GP, with the historic team scoring no points all year for the first time ever. "14-year-old Australian karting champion James Wharton has taken a big step towards a future F1 drive after he beat 5 other top talents to win the Ferrari Driver Academy's Scouting World Finals. Ferrari's 5-day evaluation camp was held in October, with Wharton set to race in Formula 4 from 2022 once he becomes 16.
Having the Ferrari name on my race suit and on my helmet for next year is going to be a big confidence boost going into 2021. Having people behind me already to be able to push through, and if I keep doing my job properly, there is a big pathway to Formula 1.
Thanks for watching. To stay up to speed on all things Formula One, make sure you hit the subscribe button.